Good morning, guys, and welcome to Wednesday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well and having a decent week so far. We're at the middle of the week. The weekend is sort of you can almost see the light at the end of the tunnel for the weekend. It's not far away, and it does help that we've got plenty of racing today and tomorrow, and that Friday, of course, we've got an excellent day of racing with the Investec Oaks being the highlight from Epsom's Derby meeting. Of course, the Derby on Saturday, but it's the fillies' turn to have a go on Friday with the Investec Oaks. We'll look a little bit at the market for that race a little bit later on today, but with the rain's coming down here at the moment. Weather seems to be a little bit uncertain, so the markets are a really strange one actually, because I don't think we know whether the ground, it could be good, it could be soft. It just depends on the amount of rain that comes over the next few days. But hopefully the clerk of the course will actually tweet or something like that. Will tweet and just let us know what the ground is doing at Epsom at the moment and what they expect. But for now, let's focus on the day ahead. Should be a decent day today. Something for everyone, actually. We've got flat racing on turf, flat racing on the all-weather, and also a couple of jumps meetings as well. One of those jump meetings comes from Fontwell. We then on the turf and on turf, flat racing is from Nottingham, and then from Ripon a little bit later on tonight. Another jumps meeting from Punchestown in Ireland, and two all-weather flat meetings from Southwell and from Kempton. So plenty taking place today. 6 meetings, should be a decent day. Just a reminder, this is a live Q&A session if you did want to join in that. I know plenty of people are watching, so if you've got any questions about any of today's tips, or if you'd like any sort of tips tailored to you, or you want a certain opinion on a horse, a jockey, a trainer, then there's no problem whatsoever. Do join in the live Q&A session. If you can't do that, remember, just email joe@freeracingtips.co.uk. Get in touch via Twitter at freeracingtips7, and then it's facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold to join in that. So plenty of ways for you to get in touch. Please do feel free to do just that. Now we'll take a quick look at yesterday, and it was a day of it was a strange day really, because we had 2 winners, but out of our 4 selections, but in many ways they were the wrong 2 winners, because it wasn't the premium tip of the next best bet. It was the 2 extra ones. Either, as I say, they can go as part of a lucky 15, or perhaps if you've done the 1-point win bet recommended as well. We managed a 3-1 and a 13-8 winner from the lucky 15, but as I say, you might have done them as singles as well. Premium tip, no doubt about that. That was a bit disappointing, frustrating there. And the next best bet, ran an absolute cracker, to be honest, was second by a nose. And we're talking about that. It's just no distance whatsoever. The horse hasn't done anything wrong, and all we can do is count ourselves unlucky for that. That would have meant 3 lucky 15 winners, including a next best bet single. Would have been a fantastic day, but we were a nose away from. It was an all-right day. I mean, the lucky 15 probably returned a small bit of profit. It wasn't a disaster yesterday, but it just shows the fine margins in horse racing, really, and the fact that you can just be a nose away from having a really, really good day again. But certainly in profit for the week so far after that great day on Monday. Hopefully we can have something similar today. And I hope the rain does stay away for a little bit longer. It's actually brightening up a bit here in Norfolk, but to be fair, it can be doing something in Norfolk, and that doesn't make much difference because we're right on the end of things. But hopefully the rain stays away a little bit, and the ground doesn't become too testing. But the all-weather could save us a little bit there with a couple of meetings there. So looking forward to today, and we'll start off as always by looking at the premium tip, and that goes in the 420 at Nottingham. And our tip here is Bragging at 13-8 right now. Now, this horse actually looks to have some real quality, I think, and comes into this race on the back of a win on the first start on the turf last time out. And although conditions will be testing today, I think that form on the turf can prove to be vital, and I think this horse can run really well. Runs for Sir Michael Stout and has James Doyle on board, who's a jockey really catching the eye this season, and no doubt is proving himself as one of the best in the business, and he's in excellent form at the moment. I think that Bragging can improve today. I think connections are strong. They'll feel in good spirits about this horse. Won't want too much more rain, to be honest. I think we're good to soft, or might even be soft, good to soft in place at the moment. Ideally, you'd probably like it to dry up a little bit, but if it does rain, it is the same for all these horses, and I think although this horse hasn't been tested on sort of really testing ground yet, we don't know whether he completely doesn't handle it. And with what we've seen so far, the horse looks to be a quality one, and a winning form over this distance could be vital as well. And I think Bragging can take the spoils in this one. I think 13-8 is decent value on a horse that looks to be on the up and can certainly prove that he's one of the really exciting ones around at the moment. So that's the premium tip. Goes in the 420 at Nottingham. It's Bragging at 13-8. Right, the next best bet of the day today, that goes in the 220 at Nottingham, and it's Blue Agene here. That's Blue Agene currently at around about 5-2. Now, this is a really strong fillies maiden, there's no doubt about that, but I think that could potentially see us get some really good value out of this race. And I think that the experience that this horse has here, the fact that she was in third place on a racecourse debut, could stand out in really, really good stead. And sure to improve on that. In terms of connections, it's a really strong one. Again, we've got Charlie Appleby as the trainer, William Buick on board, another jockey who's really taking the eye this season. Looks to have really strong claims in this one. I think there is a bit of a market move coming for one of the horses, but that hasn't actually meant, although the name escapes me at the moment, sorry about that, but although there has been money coming for a horse, this Blue Agene has gone from 11-4 to 5-2, so these two have both got money coming for it at the moment, which is a good sign, and it could prove to be a bit of a two-horse race. But as I say, a really strong fillies maiden. I think we'll see plenty of top horses and plenty of winners of big races come out of this one. But at the moment, just in what is going to be some testing conditions, I think a bit of experience could prove to be vital here, and especially as the horses probably might have a bit of a fitness edge as well over some of these with a run under her belt. So I think a good next best bet today can run a really big race. That's Blue Agene in the 220 at Nottingham at 5-2. Right, as always, I've spotted another two horses that catch my eye today. I think my shortlist was at around about 8 or 9 horses last night, so trimming that down today was with the premium tip, the next best bet wasn't too tough, but then finding the other two really had to dive into some things and really take a good look here. But think that I found a couple of really good horses to go alongside these. Of course, they can be put in a lucky 15 if you want to, and I'll show you the potential returns for a lucky 15, but some of you don't like lucky 15s, and that's absolutely fine as well. So if you did want to do it, you could just do a 1-point win-only bet. In actual fact, yesterday, probably not doing a lucky 15 and doing 1-point win-only bets with these two extra tips would have seen you with a bit more in the bank than perhaps doing the lucky 15 was, with that 3-1 and 13-8 winners. But yeah, two more horses I like the look of today. Oh, just by the way, if ever you did want to see my shortlist in the evening and maybe try and spot yourself some value the night before, that's absolutely fine. I just think at the moment with these with so many questions over the ground, I think it is worth waiting until the morning to get the tips up. Just for now, hopefully we'll have a really decent spell of weather and a few dry weeks where we know that if it's good, it's going to stay good, or if it's good, it's going to stay good to firm, or something like that. But yeah, I'd like hopefully that can return soon, but I think it's a bit silly to put tips up the night before at the moment. Of course, I have a shortlist the night before because it does take a long time, but then you can sort of rule some out and see, as long as there hasn't been a massive market movement and the horse goes into odds on, you can really see some decent bets, and it has seemed to have worked so far. So 2 extra tips today that if you do want to clean lucky 15 or do a singles, that's your call. But we have Mercer's Court, and that's in the 210 at Fontwell. That's over jumps, and this horse is currently being backed currently at 10-3, and that's from 7-2 first thing this morning. The other horse today, that's Victorian Number in the 230 at Southwell, currently at 5-2. Now, if you did put these in a lucky 15, the potential returns from £1 stakes would be around the £400 mark, possibly a bit more. But as I said, there has been a bit of money coming for Bragging and coming for Mercer's Court as well. So, and for Blue Agene as well. So it does look to be a decent lucky 15. We've got I think the first 3 horses racing in the 210, 220 and 230, so it's going to be a big 20 minutes or so, and hopefully we can have 3 really quick fire winners and shape it up nicely for the premium tip to complete all 4 winners for the day. But of course the premium tip is the main bet of the day, so that's the one we really want to come in. But if the next best bet can land as well, then I'm sure we'll all be happy, and the other 2 would then be a bit of a bonus. But yeah, liking the look of today. As I say, it could be, hopefully it's not too much more rain, and hopefully the ground doesn't become too testing. That would be a bit frustrating. but sometimes that happens. If you do have concerns about the ground or things like that, just go a little bit easy on your stakes, perhaps just maybe maybe half your stakes or something like that if you do have, as I say, concerns about the ground. But yeah, hoping for a good day today. As I said, the excitement's starting to building for Epsom. That's no doubt about that. We've got 2 days until the Oaks, and there's 17 fillies remain at the 48-hour declarations. And if we take a little look at the market right now, you can see that Marvelous is your 11-4 market leader. We then have Tagruda at 4-1. It's then Tarfasher at 8-1, and Itamal, who was third in the 1,000 guineas at 8-1. And at the moment, although there are so many concerns about the ground, I can't really offer up too much anti-post confidence. I do like the look of Itamal at 8-1. I think many of you know she's a horse that I've really followed in the past, and she's done well for me, to be honest, still, and for all of us as being a little earner, I think, on the 1,000 guineas day, and finished third on that day. Will probably improve after that, as the horse had been running at Meydan, so just maybe needed to get used to the surface there. We probably want good ground. I would suggest perhaps Itamal, but I don't think there's any doubt she's going to stay this trip. I think the trip won't be a concern for her, as it will many others. And I think, yeah, at the moment, Itamal, with a non-runner, no bet anyway, could be a decent little price at 8-1. You might not get that on the day of racing. I can see Itamal coming for some support, but that's just who I would like the look of in the anti-post market for this one. But as I say, so many questions about the ground. We could probably go into it a little bit more tomorrow with the 24-hour declarations and a really good idea about the ground. We'll have a really good in-depth look at the Oaks in tomorrow's video, so don't miss that. And then on Friday and Saturday, we'll talk about the Derby as well. So yeah, really looking forward to that. You can't help but get excited, but hopefully we can build the bank, or continue to build the betting bank for this week. Today it'd be great to see another premium tip winner, and yeah, if the next best bet can land, that would be fantastic. And as I say, the other two would just be a bonus. If you've got any questions throughout the day, please do feel free to email or Facebook me, anything like that, any sort of horse racing queries. I'm completely here to help you guys. That's one of the big advantages of being an FRT Gold member. I'm here just to assist you with anything you need, even if you want to talk about some some staking plans or tailor your betting bank and how to use it best, anything like that. Just send me a Facebook message, send me an email, and I will completely get back in touch with you as soon as possible. And as I say, if you maybe say to me, "Oh, Joe, have you got a couple of each way bets you like today?" we can of course go through the card and help you out with that. No problem at all. Don't feel intimidated just because I say, I'm only offering 4 at the moment and back to basics. That doesn't mean that you can't still request things from me. That's, as I say, one of the big advantages, I think, of being an FRT Gold member. And not only that, you could even post it on the Facebook group. And if there's not much I fancy, there might be some that other Gold members fancy. And that's a really, really big tool as well. I think if you're not on Facebook but you are a Gold member, just get yourself on Facebook, join that group. It is a great group with over 200 members, plenty of them with horse racing knowledge. And sometimes maybe if I'm out for the evening and can't cover the evening races or tell me my fancies by looking at horses in the paddock or something like that, then others can as well. So yeah, do feel free to do that. But thanks for watching today's video. That is just about it. As always, as the week goes on, the racing gets better. Some really interesting races today. Really looking forward to the next best bets race in that strong fillies maiden at Nottingham. Always good maidens at Nottingham. And yeah, hopefully the rain stays away just a little bit and it doesn't absolutely chuck it down for a good few hours yet. But thanks for watching today's video, as I say, and I'll speak to you all a little bit later on. Once again, a video tomorrow at 11 AM. Thank you and bye-bye.